You heard them. I heard them. For the last 4 years, the media has tried to sell us a story. They wanted us to believe that the Portuguese locker room was divided. They wanted us to think that the new generation, the golden boys of Portuguese football, resented the very man who paved the way for them. They pushed this idea that Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo were locked in some sort of bitter power struggle. Remember this clip? The media played this on a loop for weeks. They analyzed every micro-expression. They told you it was the end of an era. The king had stayed too long and the prince was ready to push him off the throne. But there's a problem with that story. It was a complete, fabricated lie. Because not too long ago, in an interview with Wayne Rooney on the BBC, Bruno Fernandes secretly revealed the truth. And he said this.
Thank you very much. I will try my best to make my country proud. Obviously, as you said, winning it will be something amazing, and I really hope that we can make that, not just for Portugal, but for everything that Cristiano gave to football in Portugal and to the world. I think will be a very nice way to end this season.
For everything Cristiano gave. This isn't only about winning the World Cup anymore. We are weeks away from the 2026 World Cup, and you need to understand something. Right now, Portugal isn't only playing for national pride. They aren't only playing to add a star to their jersey. They are on a crusade. They are fighting to repay a debt that was 20 years in the making. To understand Bruno's promise today, we have to go back. We have to understand the debt. Look, we are spoiled right now. We look at Portugal's squad today and we see superstars in every single position. Bruno, Mendes, Vitinha, Diaz. But if you've been watching football for a while now, you will know this wasn't always the case. For over 15 years, Portugal was essentially a one-man army, and that man was Cristiano Ronaldo. I want you to put yourself in his shoes back then. Imagine the immense, crushing weight of carrying an entire nation's hopes on your shoulders, knowing that if you don't score, your country doesn't win, period. There was no Vitinha to thread the needle. There was no Neves to control the tempo. It was just pass the ball to Cristiano and pray. Let me take you back to a very specific night, November 19th, 2013, Portugal versus Sweden. The World Cup playoffs. Winner goes to Brazil, loser goes home. And what does Cristiano do? He physically transcends the sport. He scores a hat-trick of such brutal, lethal perfection that even Zlatan Ibrahimovic had to stand there and applaud him. And he did this with a foot injury, by the way. He literally sacrificed his own foot to drag that average team to a World Cup. Fast forward to 2018 against Spain. That free kick in the 88th minute. He breathes out and he saves his nation again. But here's the most important part of this story. While Ronaldo was bleeding for his country, who do you think was watching? A teenage Nuno Mendes was sitting in front of a television. Vitinha was watching. Antonio Silva was watching. João Neves was just a kid. They watched this man, their idol, drag a whole nation through sheer willpower. They saw the sacrifices. They saw him take all the blame when they lost, and they saw him pulling off miracles to make sure they won. And this is how the debt was written and the promise was born. Which brings us to the present day. This is the absolute emotional peak of this Portuguese squad. We are weeks away from the 2026 World Cup, and I need you to look closely at how this team is operating right now. They are now more than a group of talented individuals. They are a brotherhood on a crusade. Think about Argentina in 2022. Did they win just because Messi was a genius alone? No, it was also because of the team spirit, the team chemistry. Players like Rodrigo de Paul, Emiliano Martinez, Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Nicolas Otamendi, Christian Romero. Do you remember what they all said before that tournament? They said we would go to war for Messi, and they meant it literally. They did all the dirty work. They ran until their lungs bled. They fought the opponents. They absorbed the physical toll so Messi could walk the pitch, conserve his energy, and strike when it mattered. It was a psychological masterclass. The team didn't just want a World Cup for themselves. They wanted a World Cup for him. Portugal is doing the same thing right now, but with 10 times the attacking talent. Cristiano is 41 years old. He physically cannot press for 90 minutes. He cannot chase lost causes. The media says that's a weakness, but the team says we don't care. We will run for him. We will do the heavy lifting so that Ronaldo can remain the ultimate lethal fox in the box. As the representative of the team, this is the true meaning behind Bruno's quote to the BBC, winning it for Ronaldo for everything he gave to football. The team had made a silent vow through their spokesperson. They know that their captain's legs aren't what they used to be, so they're offering their own. The man who carried Portugal for 20 years is now being supported by the very boys he inspired. It is a stunning, beautifully written script. To them, it's not a burden. It's an honor. Now they are fighting for something so much bigger than just a trophy. They are fighting for history. They are fighting to prove the world wrong. And so we arrive at the final stage and the last dance. Picture what is about to happen in a few weeks. The stadiums in the US, Mexico, and Canada are going to be packed with thousands of people screaming his name. The atmosphere is going to be deafening. Every single game Portugal plays is going to feel like a home game because the sheer gravity of Cristiano Ronaldo's final tournament with this new squad surrounding him is going to take over the continent. This isn't the broken team of 2014. This isn't the disjointed team of 2018. Look at Cancelo, Mendes, Neves. Look at Ruben Diaz marshalling the defense like a gladiator. And right in the center of it all, pulling the strings, dictating the tempo, and enforcing the standard, is Bruno Fernandes. Look at Cristiano now. For the first time in his entire international career, he doesn't look like a man carrying the weight of the world alone. He looks at peace. He looks like a general who finally trusts his soldiers. He knows he doesn't have to score a hat trick to save them anymore. He just needs to be there, wait for his moment, and strike. Let me ask you something. What do you get when a team stops fighting for themselves? When egos disappear and 11 men step onto a pitch ready to die for one single cause? You get a force of nature. The media can talk all they want about teams like France, Spain. They can talk about Mbappe, Dembélé, Lamine Yamal. But being strong alone don't win the World Cups. Having the best player alone don't win the World Cups. Emotion does, destiny does, and finally, brotherhood does. What do you think? Have you seen the vision too? Ronaldo lifting the World Cup trophy with his teammates? Let me know the vision you all have been seeing in the comment section. If you love the video, please subscribe and like, share it with other Ronaldo fans out there. I have more videos coming on the way. Peace.